Hello, and welcome to this Vestinda live market webinar. And let's check it out. What is going on with markets? And today we are looking on Bitcoin, and it's actually flushing to the downside. So right now we are trading around 6,300, which is well, it is quite low compared to last week. And last week we got ourselves in the move from 6,300 up to 66. And so from where the market has just started to reject from 65, and you can see over here on our 4-hour time frame chart window, you can see that the market has started breaking out from the uptrend line. It is very interesting situation over here because market started to dump around 64k right after the Iran said about they going to attack Israel, and so the equity market, stocks and cryptocurrency started to decline right after this news came out. And today we got another rejection. You can see over here from 62,300. Just recently, we got this rejection to the downside. Market cannot push to the upsides by some reason, and we are seeing that market is just coming down to the previous levels of support. And right here we have 59,900 level, which is actually 6,000 zone. So if we're gonna break through this area today, that's gonna be a major sell-off on cryptocurrency. However, if we could stay on this area, that could be a potential good buy zone. However, if we're looking on the, let me zoom in slightly bigger chart, so you can see over here we got these areas of 58,500, which was a pretty good support last time. So when we started this range in the middle of the August, and then again in the end of August and middle of the September. So right there we got this area of $58,000 where the price is just bouncing around. And so this area could play a major role for possible pullback for Bitcoin over here. So well, we're continuously looking on this one, and it is giving some opportunities to trade actually, especially if you're trading on futures. Then you can potentially take some interesting areas and potentially good entries for the shorts. However, pay close attention to the markets and pay close attention to the news. And you can see right now the new Bitcoin is actually really influenced by the news, by geopolitical news. So that's important for now. And we see the reaction over here. So we're moving through these levels and expecting the pullback from 58,500 or somewhere around that area. And so, as well as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, take a look on the left below the grid index. You can see over here. So Ethereum as well, making slight move. Let me just update a little bit because I see, yeah, now I got correct display. So you can see over here that Ethereum is also not holding really good on these market news, and so yeah, basically we need to wait a little bit for the market start to rebound, because right now all of the cryptos, you can see over here the cryptocurrency, every single cryptocurrency, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, and others, they are just flashing to the downside on this market news. So stay careful on this one. We might see some pullback. But it's also important to notice if the markets or situation around the world globally going to diminish a lot. We're gonna see we're gonna see some pullback. But if the situation is going to escalate, and that's gonna impact the markets a lot. And we saw many times how Bitcoin is reacting over the geopolitical news. Like, for example, on COVID, when everybody is expected to Bitcoin to rise on the COVID, it actually did otherwise. It actually did the same that other equities did the same in the same time. Uh, so so because of that, we need to handle on Bitcoin similar way like we handle on the stocks. And I think if the markets are going to crash on this one or and start to decline this week, maybe in the Friday, I don't know, maybe in the start of the next week, then Bitcoin is going to decline as well. However, the positive note over here on the Bitcoin, you can see that we got a higher low over here at Friday, September 6th, and we got new higher high over here at $66,000, which is kind of good signal, to be honest, and it's actually a good potential uptrend signal. But we need to see that the market is kind of creating a little bit different structure today. And well, we already discussed that the news is actually impacting this market a lot. And even the greed and fear index came back to neutral. And you can see over here, last week we got almost in the greed zone. Last week we got 59 index, and it was almost in the greed area. So and right now we are coming back to neutral, which means we are really close to another series of fear on the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So if the market is continue to flush into the downside, we're gonna see that. And let's take a look closely on the 15-minute time frame. So over here, we're working on these levels like $60,000. Pretty good volume spike over here. We can notice that as well. Compare it to the previous days, this volume spike is pretty good. It's almost the same like we did on the breakout from $60,000 in the middle of September. So yeah, it's kind of good signal, I guess. But we kind of see that the pain that is increasing over short-term holders of Bitcoin. So that could be some side of the reversal. However, I'm not going to rely solely on this indication. So technically, we got ourselves in this short-term downtrend, and until we didn't break through this line of resistance right here. So it's around 61,500, 61,700 area. And if we're gonna break through this area, that's gonna be a good buy opportunity, or at least for short term. But we need to take a look once again. We need to take a look closely on the geopolitical situation, how it's gonna escalate or not. That's really important. And so, speaking of equities, let's jump over here on S&P 500 and take a look what is actually doing. So on S&P 500, recently we just got a new all-time highs at 57.84. And right now, so we can see over here, yesterday we just started to bounce to the downside on this geopolitical news. And however, the market is kind of holding over here. And it's really interesting to see how it's going to react. But S&P 500 is also combined not only from tech stocks, but is also combined from really big companies, which is hard to fall even on bad economic and bad news. So we're gonna see a more stable reaction rather than on Bitcoin. And so over here in 15-minute time frame, you can see that we are in a range bound from 56.85 to up to 57.30 and 40 as well. So it might take a while for this range to break out, and we got a few hours before market close, but I don't really think we're gonna exit from this area on today. So it might be in the Wednesday. By the time you're watching this webinar recording, maybe you're gonna see some market reaction, or it's going to stay in the same range for a couple of days before Friday jobs announcement. So we're going to see some interesting market moves after that as well. I'm pretty sure about that. So, and again, we closely monitoring situation over here on in Middle East. It's if it's going to increase in the activity, that's going to impact the markets a lot. So taking a look a lot on this. Let's take a look on our other movers over here, and one of the movers of this week and last week was actually oil, and it was quite surprising that for pretty much last 3 months we moved to the downside from 84 down to 65 a couple of times, and just yesterday we started to rebound from 65 on those Middle East tensions escalation. So we got this area of potential breakout. So look at this. I shared this with you in the newsletter, so you can see over here we got this downtrend line, and in which we just bouncing off this resistance. So technique Saudi Rip is actually working here pretty good. However, right now it's an important area of $70 per barrel, and we're gonna see some reaction over here. And if we're gonna break through this area, well, that's potential for a market reversal from this zone, and any supply disruptions is gonna only increase the price of the oil overall, and so that's what we can expect. And right now it's really crucial to see how this area is going to react over the last couple of days of this week. So monitor on this as well. That's really important metric overall. And another gainer of this week is actually gold. So gold, after all-time highs at 2680s, we bounced to the downside to 2625. And from here, we're just pulling to the upside. And you can see yesterday on the news from Middle East, we got price of the oil almost hitting all-time highs. Like it didn't reach like 10 points to the upside. So and today it's moving in another move to the upside. So you can see that we rebounded from 2650 and right now at 2658. So it's simply in the uptrend. We know that for many time. So you can see over here the overall trend is to the upside. We see some spots where we got some consolidations. However, they're really small in the time, and they small in the time, and they small in the price action. So currently the uptrend is still intact. So look at this uptrend line. We got other uptrend lines which is a little bit outdated. However, they're gonna play once again after if the market is gonna break through some levels and through some new trend lines. So right now the trend line is to the upside. So watching carefully on the breakout from 2670, there's potential a long trade to the upside to 2700. So yeah, that's for gold. I'm pretty sure that we probably gonna take another attempt to break through all-time highs right there, and especially if the Middle East tensions is gonna escalate, that's gonna impact the price a lot. So watching on this. Next on the list, let's take a look at Nasdaq. So tech companies actually didn't create a new all-time high situation on the index, but they recovered pretty good. And once again, yesterday market reacted on the news. However, today we see there's three candlesticks, three green candlesticks, which is pretty good and strong signal that we could potentially move to the upside. I have these levels over here. You can try to use them, or you can try to make your own levels and see how it goes. But right now it's important to break through this area of 17,950. That's important area to break out, and after that we're gonna get to move to the upside. And Yeah, and depending on where you looking in, if you trade in Nasdaq, you're probably gonna have a different price. Depends on the contract and your brokerage. So yeah, so take a look on your chart and compare the levels. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in the same spots, but the price could be different. So take in account that. Next one, let's take a look on Ethereum. So Ethereum is actually, well, I should say it's a probably failure of the year because, well, it didn't hold really well. It started to break out. It started to move to the upside last week. We discussed that with, big optimism over here, but today it's started proving that it's kind of weak and. On-chain data is suggests the same as well, that the Ethereum having really bad on-chain data that tells us that basically whales is selling a lot of Ethereum these days. It might be a reaction over here as well, like we saw in equity market. It might be just a reaction over the news, or it could be something that is brewing, inside, and we just don't know yet. And important level was broken today. We broke through 2400, and that's the level which I mark it over here. So you can see this is really important support level. We break through it. We're still kind of early to say that we are, that we are going to downside basically, but there is a potential to move to the downside to 2250. That's where the price could go on this occasion, because we broke through a rising line, we broke through some level over here of support. So it might dip a little bit lower, and depending on the situation, depending on Bitcoin market reaction, we're gonna see different options over here. So the option one is to go to this area of support at 2260, then pull back to the upside and continue to move to the upside. However, if it is not the case, we're probably going to push downwards to 2150. And if the 2150 is not going to hold, that's going to be a really bad sign for Ethereum. That's going to be a new lower low in the making. So yeah, it's kind of pessimistic view. However, I'm kind of taking, trying to take some actions if it's gonna be the case. So in this way, try to hedge some of your risk over here. If you have some exposure to the Ethereum, you probably could take a smaller position on the Ethereum if you liked it to go to the upside. So just reduce the position over here, and yeah, try to take it with the trend. However, trend right now it's kind of semi sideways, semi bearish. So yeah, we kind of expect it to break out through EMA 100. So you can see the line of EMA 100 over here. We didn't even reach it. So momentum is definitely not there. It was last week, but it's definitely not there today, and it's probably not going to be there for this week. So watching closely. That's the only thing I could say about Ethereum. Really hard to find some positives in this price action. That's not looking for buy opportunity. I'm not looking for this. Right now, it's better to wait if you don't want to, to risk too much. As I did, I don't really want to risk too much on this one right now, and so that's why I'm kind of skipping these buy opportunities. However, the buy opportunities is there, but it's just not so compelling. So, let's hit another a few words about Bitcoin once again. So on this chart, I have a moving average 200, and you can see that moving average 200, really good indication of the trend and indication of the market, momentum. So you can see that we started to break through this moving average 200 in the July. We came back, then we drop it once more in the August below this moving average, retested it a couple of times. You can see over here in August. Then end of the August we tried to break, but not successful. We all remember this. And right now, right there, just yesterday we came back below moving average 200 once again. Even so, we got ourselves for a couple of days, almost 1 week, above this moving average, which was considered as a good sign. But market is just rejecting from 66,500, which is quite surprising to me. And it's really hard to find this kind of level. Like if you're going to, I don't know, analyze chart with some trend lines and stuff. It's the only way you can find 66,500 is by connecting these two highs over here. But it's again, it's really close, but it's not exactly the price where the market start to decline. So yeah, it's hard to find some positives on the market right now. But it is what it is. The market is going up until it's not. So yeah, we're just waiting for some positives on the market. But right now we just only have some bad news overall, and that's impacting the markets a lot. So stay tuned for next one. And see you guys next week. I hope you're gonna have some decent profits on this week and in the beginning of the next one. So stay tuned to Vestinda channels, and if you have some questions, leave them below in the comments. We really like to read them and answer your questions on the next webinar. Thank you for watching this one, and happy weekend.